Hey guys, and welcome to another FIFA 13 career mode with Liverpool, episode number 4. And we have plenty of transfer action for you today. Unfortunately, we didn't have an awful lot of funds, so they're pretty they're pretty low budget signings. But first of all, a transfer offer accepted for Kurt Zouma from Saint Etienne, I believe it is. We offer him the $8 grand a year that he wants, plus 4 years on his contract as a squad rotation player. Hopefully that should be enough. I don't think he'd really expect an awful lot of first team action at a club like Liverpool, so if we can get him on that kind of deal, it should be good news all round, especially as I tend to find if you do put stuff like important first team player in for the likes of players like Zouma, who you're not going to be starting an awful lot, they do tend to complain quite a bit if you don't give them that game time, so it's always best to try and keep it realistic with their contract. And luckily for us, he does accept that contract, so we've got a nice defensive coverage, which in the last episode I was mentioning I really thought we did need. But unfortunately, we got a transfer offer rejected for Jack Butland there. We offered 0 cash and Donny, but they were interested in the play, but they wanted 2.4 million, I think it was there, and I just didn't have the funds, or I wasn't willing to pay that money. I think I was very short of money at this time, like something like 2 million, I think it was around 2 million as my whole transfer budget, so I didn't want to spend it all. So I go ahead and I offered, I believe it was, I added Johnson to the transfer list, and eventually I did go back in with a offer for Jack Butland, and you guys are about to see what I did here. I think I removed Donny, and I believe it was Jay Spearing I put. I thought if I could offload Jay Spearing, who will never be playing in my squad, and get in a decent keeper like Jack Butland. He's not great now, but I'm hoping to maybe send him out on loan, and failing to do that, I'll just play him in stuff like cup matches like FA Cup and Carling Cup or Capital One Cup, and he'll get some experience from that. But luckily we got a transfer offer accepted from Birmingham, as you can see. We just loaned Suso out to Bolton there, as I don't think I'll be playing him an awful lot, to be honest. So we go into Jack Butland's contract offer and offer him 9 grand a year, 4 years, and I think I ended up putting him as a future first team player, and hopefully that would be enough, because as I said, I don't want to be making any false promises concerning how much he's going to be playing. An international break is coming up though, which is pretty nice. It's always nice to have players send off and then come back fully fit, which is pretty much happens most of the time when it comes to international friendlies. They just don't seem to pick up any fatigue, so definitely happy about that. But Jack Butland declining the contract offer, which was a bit of a bummer. I think it said there he wanted a better squad role, so he put him in as a squad rotation player. I think that's fairly accurate. I mean, if we can't loan him out, then I'd certainly be playing him in the likes of the Capital One Cup and the FA Cup, so we'll hope he accepts that contract, which of course he did. So I think I only put the offered wage was actually only 6 grand, so all in all I actually made a tiny bit of cash from that. If you look at my wage budget, which went up a tiny bit considering Jay Spearing left in exchange for Jack Butland, and of course my OCD, I had to go into the squad and place him where the rest of the keepers were. That's just something I can't help myself. Everything has to be organised, otherwise it kind of drives me crazy. But you guys are about to see, and as it says in the title, we're coming up to the transfer deadline day, but unfortunately we were pretty scarce on cash. We barely had any money to spend, so we actually ended up relying on another bid to come in, and if the bid was acceptable, then yes, I will sell that player and hopefully get one more player in by the end of the window, which would be nice. I certainly wanted to strengthen up on the wing. At the moment we've got Raheem Sterling, Theo Walcott and Asaidi, but that's it. I know I sent Suso on loan, but I don't particularly like playing him on that right wing. He hasn't really got the pace. I see him more playing in the cam role as a creative player, but he's just not ready yet. And the likes of Belhanda and Suarez will be keeping him out of the team, so there's no benefit from keeping him at the club. So I might as well send him out on loan, which I did. He went to Bolton, as you guys saw before. But we do get an offer here for, I think it's Fabio Borini. Yeah, they offered 8 million, which in all fairness, it's definitely a good offer for a player that's only worth 6, but I upped it to 11 million considering I thought if I do get rid of him now, I'm not going to be able to get another decent player in before the end of the transfer window, and surely enough they didn't come back with that 8 million bid. They their 11 million bid. Sorry, they pulled out of the deal, which I wasn't too bothered about. I do need cover up top. I've got Suarez, Sturridge, Barini, Muriel, and also Yesil. So a pretty strong attacking line. So if a good offer comes in for in January for Fabio Barini, I'll definitely be willing to listen to offers. He's not a great player on this game, but I just needed cover until we get more funds in to bring in better players. But here we go for our third Premier League season of the match, and it's a difficult start for us. You know, the West Brom game was a pretty average game, but then we came up against Arsenal, which we lost, of course, and now at home to Man City, which was going to be what I thought was going to be a difficult game, but in all honesty, Man City on FIFA aren't actually that great. They have great players, but they don't actually tend to cause much of a threat. And you guys see here, early on I was causing quite a few problems. Sturridge, who's been on great form this season, just puts it wide there. Joe Hart, actually the keeper that I was wanting to bring in instead of Pepe Reina, but the money just didn't come in. So, you know, who knows, maybe in January we'll be able to put in a bid for him. Muriel getting a shot blocked, but he manages to wriggle his way back into the box, but it just puts it wide, luckily for Joe Hart. And it took until the 65th minute until the first goal of the game. Muriel here picks up the ball and plays a lovely through ball to Sturridge, and a one-touch finish into the top right-hand corner of the net. That's a hell of a goal, and he's actually been in real nice form recently as well, in videos that you haven't seen yet. So he's definitely a good signing, and I'm glad I didn't actually have to pay anything for him. I got him in the squad updates, which is a massive boost to the squad in my opinion, and he's going to be, in real life I'm talking about now, he's going to be a massive addition. Already he's played 3 games and 3 goals against Manfield, Manchester United and Norwich as I record this. We are playing all of them at the weekend, but you know, that hasn't happened yet, and I'm not sure he'll actually start. It's a pretty low end club, so we shouldn't put a strong squad up. But getting back to the game, and we actually finished the game 1-0 against Man City, which is a fantastic result to be able to compete with the champions at that level. And they didn't actually cause us much trouble there. Mangal actually had his debut there. I thought it was against West Brom, but I guess not. But we've come to the end of the episode here, guys, so if you have enjoyed, please do leave that thumbs up and hit the sub box, and until next time, I'll see you later. Bye bye.